This channel is for educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions. Okay, I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving. I want to give a stock market update, even though it's a shortened holiday week. I'm just going to go through and do a quick update, a little quicker than normal. So let's go through and run through what's taking place here. We've got the sentiment now up to 44%, more bulls than bears. So we've been climbing every week, and now we're up to this 44% level. Pretty high, definitely a negative right now, and a concerned. Now, it's not a timing tool, right? So this can go on for a little bit, especially when we're moving to the upside. When we're coming down, if we get a lot of bearishness when we're going down, then it can be a little bit more of a timing tool. But when you're on your way up, it can linger for a while. But it is a concern. It's definitely a negative risk factor right now. The overbought, oversold oscillator is just below the overbought level. It has been diverging, but I'm just keeping it at neutral at 68%. Now, I should have actually switched this over. The daily has flipped to neutral. I didn't actually update that, but the weekly is still negative. You can see it's still above a rising average. It's still above a rising moving average. Let me run through these real quick, and then we'll look at the average true range. So the monthly, weekly, and daily trends are all positive. The momentum on the monthly is positive, but now the weekly and the daily momentum are neutral. All right. So let's just show what's going on. So you can see we still got an uptrending move, but as this is climbing, this is starting to show signs that maybe this wants to flip down. If it breaks the moving average, it turns to neutral. If the moving average rolls over, that's where it turns to positive. All right. Now this is neutral. This has not turned down yet, but it's getting really close. It wouldn't take very many more quiet days like this to get this to actually rotate back down. And I think that probably would be a good sign, again, for the short term and what I've been talking about for quite some time now. Let me switch over to the different time frames. So what I've been saying is that because we started the year at the low of the year and have been trending the whole year, the odds are we're not going to get a big correction this year, that we'll probably finish off the year near the highs. Now, we could have a little decline and then come back, but, finish off the year as a bull year. And then I would expect maybe a little follow through next year and some corrective action. So I think that's the most likely scenario still. There aren't that many trading days left in the year. We've had some volatility, but nothing all that disturbing at this point. Now, I've got the 5 charts up because I'm going to run through and I'm going to look at a couple of different indices here real quick. Main thing I want to talk about on the S&P is the weekly refuses to take out the green DI, continues to lag, and it can't take out that prior peak. We broke out. So this was a prior high, and then we broke out above that. This has never gotten above, even though the market keeps moving higher. It's been sort of sloppy in the way that it's done it, but it just hasn't been able to do it. Now, MACD has, and that could keep it going into the end of the year. This is not, again, this is more of like a warning signal. It's not a sell signal. So we need price to confirm, and I think we're going to need to see a break of the 18-week. That has not happened this year. Look at the daily chart. I switched this back to neutral because we did nick a new high right here. And look at how far down the ADX is, really far down. And the green DI is a pretty big divergence. So even though the MACD has climbed back above its signal line, it's making a lower high. And this is potential divergence in both of these. It's not divergence, because divergence would be if we were to actually turn down and roll down here and have this come back down, or they crisscross or something like that, then we'd have confirmed divergence. We don't really have that yet, because if this were to have a really good day, then both of these could confirm. Okay, so we're just kind of keeping a close eye on that just because of how it's weakened, but I did turn it to neutral. Now, let me switch over. I want to show you what's going on with the QQQ. Mainly want to focus in on this relative strength. So yes, it did go to a new high here, but look at how the relative strength is diverging. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is because some of the biggest names, NVIDIA, stocks like Meta, Amazon, some of them are showing this divergence in their ADXs. They're not confirming the new high in this move. And it's kind of like what's going on here. You see how we made a new high? Look at how far down the ADX is on this time frame. Now, as I said with the S&P, this doesn't have to happen right away. I mean, this could take a little while. Maybe into the new year, we start to see some of those stocks actually go through a correction. And I think, based on what I'm seeing in the IWM, look at how this one's creeping up. Now, we don't have confirmation of either one, but I'm watching this really closely because I look at a lot of stocks and a lot of the best looking patterns are coming from that mid and small cap area. All right, so this is what we should be looking for and watching. We're watching to see if the QQQ shows any more deterioration. We're watching to see if the IWM shows any more improvement into the end of the year, and then we could have some kind of a flip-flop potentially. So these are the types of things I'd be watching for. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks.